Hello and welcome. I have a message for us all. I do not know what it is, but I do have an idea as to what it has to do with, and we're going to get right into it. It's an interesting time that we're in right now in the world, in our life experience here on Earth, in Earth School. And yes, there's chaos for sure. We can see that stirring up in many areas of our lives, whether it's getting ready for the holidays or dealing with issues of extremes. There's a lot of extremes going on out there right now. Environmental, humanitarian. So if this message meets you and you're resonating with it, this message is here to tell us that we are in a period of learning how to transcend the mundane. How do we transcend the mundane? Well, we take every experience and activity that we are engaged in and we make it sacred. We make it holy. We no longer identify. We're no longer projecting forward. We're very present. We're no longer separate from life, separate from anybody else. But those of us who are awakening, are realizing that when we connect to our higher self, when we connect to the source, the creator, and we continue to connect and stay connected, it's almost as if we are untouchable. If we are paying attention to the signs, the messages, the synchronicities, the small but important messages that may come out of somebody else's mouth, although they may be unconscious of what they are truly saying, pay attention. I'll give you an example of that. Today, I woke up today feeling a little more energized than I have been in the last 2 weeks. Not much, but a little more pep in my step, so to speak. And I decided that today is the day where I'm going to get some of the things done that I haven't been able to in the last 2 weeks. And one of those things was to upgrade my phone. It's time for the upgrade. And my phone is not keeping its charge. There's many reasons why I wanted to do that. Look at that. 3 of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles, the split. And as I'm walking out the door, my son says to me, make sure that ask them if they're going to charge you an activation fee, because a lot of these stores will do that where you can order your phone online and not be charged. So with that knowledge, I went to the store, and that was the first question. And I already asked the angels, my guides, please be, this is something that just kind of is nerve-wracking for me. I think it's nerve-wracking for a lot of people because we store all of our stuff on our phones, and God forbid we do something that causes us to lose any of that, right? And I was prepared for whatever, letting go, accepting. although I was given this information that I wasn't aware of before. And so that was my first question to the woman, very nice woman who was assisting me. And she said, yeah, there's a $150 activation fee. And I asked, is this activation fee also if I were to just order my phone online and have it shipped to me? And she said, no, unfortunately, we don't have the capability in the store to turn that activation fee off. So I said, thank you very much. She was very kind and very pleasant, and I left the store, did not upgrade my phone. Saved me $150. Where I'm going with this is, yes, we're given advice or information from others, and that is a gift. We can use that to help us ask important questions while we're out there in the world. We can use that to make our own choices and discernment with what it is that we are doing, purchasing, getting involved in. So pay attention to what's said, pay attention to the signs. There are a lot of people right now that are sending me photos and pictures of how they are, like one example is on their smoothie drinks, somebody wrote on it, the person that they were buying it from, don't worry, everything will work out. She knew that was a message. And then on her child's cup, drew a Snoopy. Now, that was the indicator, because that child had been watching Charlie Brown Christmas and just was introduced to Snoopy. And I said, well, that's an obvious that somebody is speaking to you. And she said, yes. It just wanted the confirmation from me, but you don't need confirmation. We're being led, we're being guided through all the craziness. So slow down, listen to the signs, listen to the messages, pay attention. We have loved ones on the other side. We have guides with us. We have angels. There's so much in non-physical that is here to support and help us along the way. But we've got to be receptive to those energies. Okay, so that is an example of transcending the mundane. And when you start to realize there's somebody with me, there's always somebody with me, and there's somebody with me that is speaking to me very in maybe riddles and rhymes, maybe point blank, telling us not to worry, everything is going to work out. Take that as a sign. That is a message. Okay, so with all that said, transcending the mundane is taking this knowledge, this wisdom, this understanding, and becoming very present in your day-to-day. As you leave your door, especially through the holiday season. Now I just got home. I had to take a moment to clear my energy because everybody and their brother and sister and grandmother are out there shopping for Christmas, shopping for Thanksgiving, shopping. Traffic, stores, it's wildly chaotic. And instead of getting caught up in that energy, I decided I'm going to ride this as an adventure, as an experience, be very present with it. And let me tell you, when I say traffic, but it had parted for me each way, every red light turned green just as my car was approaching. I had to go into a few stores and they were crowded, yet I found exactly what I needed and went right to the cashier without standing in a long line. That's the mindset. That's the transcendence. It's actually, it appears to be pretty magical, but this is the power that we have when we are very present and very connected. Okay, so message for us all. There's deeper messages and deeper examples of transcending the mundane. That was very simplistic, by the way. Also, compliments. Pay attention to if you receive compliments, especially from strangers. I have been receiving compliments either on the sweater I was wearing earlier. Somebody complimented me yesterday on my hair color. My hair was a mess. Accepting and receiving those compliments. They're coming from a place of the heart, a place of wanting to connect. So it is perspective, it is mindset, how we experience the mundane life, the outside world. And we have the power to change that, transform it, transmute it. Message for us all, please. Five of Swords. King of Cups. The Chariot. Bottom of the deck, Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Whether this has to do with work or just the work that you're doing or the things that you got to do, putting things together, take a pause, take a moment, breathe. Is your heart and soul in it? This is also an important time to remember, just before Saturn turns direct on Thanksgiving Day, the 27th, I believe, that what we are how we are engaging with life right now. We're going through a shedding, a release, a letting go of the old, a letting go of what we identify with or identify as, a letting go of the past, a letting go of the wounds, a letting go of the trauma. Some things are difficult to heal, but letting go of that which has had its grips on you. As Saturn turns direct, a lot of things will be made manifest, will begin to appear in physical form. What is going on within us, including the mind. So don't engage with others if they are provoking. Five of Swords. Let me get more on this for a moment. I'm slowing down the reading today, so I apologize if you don't have enough time. This is my perspective anyway. A lot of people don't seem to have enough time to listen. Although that was a very important and powerful message at the end of the last live stream, was ears wide open. We do have to slow down to pick up on all the subtle energies that are working with us all the time. Do you want to be right? Do you need to be right? Or do you want to be free and happy? Everybody has their own opinions, their own perspectives. And this is an important message to not try to convince somebody else to see things your way. This is also, I'm picking up an energy of stop explaining yourself. Stop trying to get people to see you. This is a time for you to see you, for us to see all of us, what we have been projecting, what has been stirred up in the subconscious, what has been stirred up from the depths of ourselves through all of the Scorpio energy that we've been working through. Disengage from the chaos. Disengage, and if things are really working you up, don't run away from them, but don't engage. Take a pause, practice that sacred pause and ask, what is this showing me that is within me? If something is triggering, if something is activating, if something somebody says or does is provoking you, instead of engaging, take it back within. See yourself in this person. See an old version of yourself even, or these people. Now, this can be difficult and challenging for many, and we are being challenged because the frequency has elevated so much so that it affects both light and dark. And we are here to bring both to a balance point, a 0 point. Getting in our heart, King of Cups. Mastering the emotions. Understanding that our emotions are information. Our emotional body is a library of information about the self. It's communication that we pick up. It can be very old energy. Again, we are still in this liminal space of letting go. So look at this energy as a gift. If provoked, you don't need to explain. You don't need to be right. Drop into your heart and ask, what is this showing me that is still within me? With the Chariot, we are moving forward fast, very quickly. And yes, some things still may not be manifest or appearing before our very eyes to be the way that we desire them to be. Drop that too. Drop into the heart. Let's get a little deeper. Okay. No? Okay. When you are able to transcend the mundane and transcend all that is provoking and triggering and activating, there's a lightness within where you're able to almost have a sense of humor about it within yourself. I see where they're at. Have compassion for those who are still pretending to be someone or something that they have been taught and told to be. I've been listening to, every time I leave my house, because this is a very sensitive time for those of us who are sensitive. I've been listening to a lot of Ram Dass, which just brings me into a place of complete contentness and stillness. And one of the stories he shares, which I love, is a story of recognizing that his parents and school and society had placed on him an identity, and it was like wearing a tight suit that was very uncomfortable. Yet everybody outside of him said, "Nice suit. You look great in that suit. I know you're going to conquer the world in that suit." Metaphorically, right? And he at first took that as, okay, I'm very unhappy and uncomfortable in this suit, but everybody else seems to really like this suit on me. And so I guess maybe I play the part and understand and just chalk it up to, I guess I'm just never going to be happy. I might as well wear this suit and go about my life like everybody else. Maybe everybody else isn't happy. That was the first layer of awakening and realization that he had, that that suit did not fit him. And eventually he had to take it off. Because as we continue to evolve, as the energy continues, the frequency continues to elevate, We need to find balance for ourselves. What's comfortable? What feels like a good fit? The Hierophant. What beliefs are still active within yourself that are telling you that I've got to wear this suit? Whether it's a role that you play, that you identify with, mother, father, sister, brother, your occupation, upstanding citizen, whatever. There's many. We've been given many suits to wear. And look, when you begin to transcend, you begin to look at everybody outside of you as just wearing a different suit, having their own unique experience in their own unique suit, whether it's skin color, gender. We're all still connected to the same creator, the same source. We're just playing these parts, these roles, wearing these suits. Is your suit too tight? Is it constricting? Is it restricting the blood flow through your very body? I feel that many people are coming to a realization of, I cannot continue wearing this suit anymore, playing this part anymore. There's got to be more to this life thing than this. I find myself still saying that from time to time. There's got to be more than this. And then I'm reminded right away that, oh yeah, there's a lot more. Where are you at? Where are you at in your mind? Do you need to be right? Or do you want to be happy? Let it go. Take a breath. Ace of Voices. This is a time for a new perspective, a new mindset. A realization. Revelation. Ace of Voices. Truth. Are you living your truth? Are you expressing your truth? Is the energy that emits from you authentic and true? When we are emotionally intelligent, mastering our emotions, and compassionate in our heart, a good listener, not needing to persuade anybody, we bring justice, we bring balance to ourselves and to others. Many are still not listening to their higher self. They're not able to realize that they are being led, they are being guided, they are being shown the way home, while still in the physical body. When we leave these bodies, we go home. But we're given an opportunity, a chance now to make home. You know, the saying, home is where the heart is. To make this sacred vessel home. To create a perspective of, I am bringing heaven to earth, home to earth. This is the gift. Tell us more about the Chariot, please. Yes, Temperance. Look at all this beautiful balance. We must be in balance with what we do. Being an awakened soul, an awakened being on this planet at this time is a great responsibility. It is understanding that what I put out there into the world, whether it be in thoughts, perspective, my voice, how I interact with the world, has a great impact and effect on the whole. How we are all connected to the stream of consciousness that keeps our very heart beating and the blood flowing through our veins. So it's really important to get into a balanced state of being with whatever it is that we are putting our time, our focus, and our energy and our efforts into. Not just doing it for the sake of it. And that's a hard one for many because we're still living on an old operating system of I've got to do all these things so that I make X amount of money to pay all my bills. If we don't break out of this old perspective and trust a little bit more, we're going to continue to perpetuate the same experiences, the same lessons, the same energy that a good chunk of the collective is still participating in. Temperance. We're being gifted with temperance. Our emotions, our mental faculties, our energy field. So as we move forward, tap into that strength and that courage, that spirit that resides within you. I'm also hearing the ego. We all have an ego. We all will need an ego. It's our persona. It's our personality. Yet it is also being tempered. When the ego is tempered, first, we hold on to our values, our truths, our beliefs, our what we think about ourselves, right or wrong, good or bad, until the discomfort becomes so unbearable, you crack open, you let go. There's an ego death. It doesn't really die, but there's a remembering, a soul level remembering of who you truly are, where you've come from, why you're here. And that's where we're being led. Many of us have already embraced and embodied this, but we still are going through some of the bumps in the road, some of the dysfunctions that we have been interacting with, or just some past residual old stuff coming up for clearing. The ego, the part of the mind that wants to be right, that needs to be right, that needs to have some kind of control, will fight back. But I feel that there is a humbling, some humility that is being gifted to the ego persona. What else do you have for us, Spirit, at this time? Okay. The energy's rising. It's doing its number on us. It's doing its thing for us. Surrender. Allow whatever is happening to happen. Allow the emotions to rise and fall. Don't grab onto them. See them for what they are, the thoughts and the emotions. The first card out was Betrayal Initiates Psychic Gifts. That is a tough part of the cracking open. There can be a sense of betrayal by God, by source, by spirit, by your spirit team, your spirit guides. I know I've gone through this, and I would yell at them, why would you let me do that? And there are things that we have to experience, that we signed up to experience here. And so when you realize that, you recognize that, your psychic gifts are coming on. Your ability to discern, your ability to feel. How does it feel? What are your sensory systems telling you? That's the cracking open. And then we go through what's known as the fog, which many of us have been in. I'll tell you what, just from being sick for 2 weeks, my energy level extremely depleted. There have been times where I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. I am in the fog. I am tired, and my ego would tell me I'm dysfunctional. Yet when I surrendered to what is, I actually was able to get a lot of the things done that my ego wanted to get done right away. Slower, more present, more patient, and realizing, you know what? That wasn't as much of a big deal as I thought it was. So we are shedding old skin, overlays, Russian dolls. Witness yourself. Watch yourself. Pay attention to what is arising, and it's a choice. But a lot of times when we choose the old, when we choose the familiar, that suit gets really tight. And the discomfort is where the cracking open comes. The wisdom is gifted to us through the fire, through the pain, through the discomfort, through the challenges. So honor it all. Honor everything that is happening at this time. It is meant to, and it is meant to bring us to a place of balance, of temperance, of justice. So that when we move forward in life, when life starts to really pick up and speed up, and it is time for us to stand on our own 2 feet once again and speak out, I am a sovereign being. I am here for a purpose. This is not for nothing. I am strong. I am courageous. I am wise, and I trust. I trust where I am led. Trust where you're led. Trust where you're being led. Let go and allow the stream of energy to flow, to take you where you need to be. Even if it's in bed for 2 weeks. That's my scenario anyway. I hope that you found this message to be helpful for you. I'm sending you all so much love. Take care. Bye.